Hello everyone. So in today's video, I'll do a breakdown of ISACA's report on 2026 technology trends and priorities, and how as IT auditors we need to prepare for the disruptive changes in the digital trust. And then from just a brief summary about the report, most of the changes and trends mentioned in the report ranged from AI-driven cyber attacks and then the regulatory pressures on organizations. So if you're an IT auditor, if you're a security analyst, if you're in a governance role, make sure you watch this video till the end. Okay, so the first thing I would like to talk about from ISACA's report is that over 60% of the survey respondents actually identified AI, that's artificial intelligence, and machine learning as a top technology priority for 2026. The report is a cumulation or a combination of opinions and responses from IT leaders, top leaders, cybersecurity leaders around the world. So we are sure of the quality of information in the report. So these people have identified artificial intelligence and machine learning as a top priority for 2026. And as you might have observed, even in your organization and other corporate organizations, most people have actually adopted artificial intelligence in their processes, in automation, and all that. So this also poses a significant risk to almost every to all organizations actually that utilize artificial intelligence. And what's the implication for IT auditors? There's a need that in our internal audit plan, we need to include, AI audits, assessing data integrity, assessing algorithm bias. We need to include AI governance framework in our, assessment and all that. So that's the implication for IT auditors. So the second thing I would like to share from the report is that the report has said we should expect the most dangerous cyber threat landscape in 2026. And what does it mean? It means that we should expect to see more AI-driven, personalized, customized, targeted, convincing cyber attacks. We should expect AI-driven social engineering, ransomware, insider threats, AI driven, it still kind of supports first aspect of the report about AI and machine learning. So, the second one says we should expect more personalized cyber threats, which are still AI driven. So, what's the implication of this to IT auditors? The implication is that we need to evaluate organizations' incident response plans more than ever before. We need to evaluate their business continuity, disaster recovery plans, ransomware readiness. How ready are you if you experience a ransomware attack? How are you able to continue your business? Insider threat controls and all that. So that's what we need to do as IT auditors. The third thing I would like to talk about from the report is that the report says that regulatory pressures will skyrocket in 2026. So according to the report, over 30% actually fear compliance risk in 2026. So like 1 out of 5 thinks that they are not actually ready for things like the EU AI Act and other related cybersecurity acts. And what's the implication of this for us as IT auditors? It might mean there are opportunities for compliance audits, regulatory reviews, and all that. So maybe IT audit managers should look out for how they can help organizations in this area. The fourth thing from the report is about legacy systems. So, most IT leaders and cybersecurity leaders think that these legacy systems are creating a significant cyber risk to their organizations. So these legacy systems are some of them are outdated and they are not integrating with new technologies, emerging technologies and all that. So, as IT auditors, we need to evaluate the controls, mitigating controls that organizations have with relation to legacy system. Okay, so the fifth thing I would like to talk about from ISACA's report is the importance of cloud security in 2026. So, about 50% of the survey respondents have said that cloud migration and cloud security is very important in 2026. And the implication of this for IT auditors is that we need to review the cloud shared responsibility. And does the customer understand their own responsibility? Does the cloud service provider understand their own responsibility? And are they fulfilling their responsibilities? We need to review data privacy around cloud services. We need to review supplier risk, and all that around um, cloud services. So the sixth and the last part I would like to talk about from the report is about talent shortage in 2026. So over 60% of those who completed the survey have said that they expect to hire in 2026, and they expect to hire like AI auditors, cybersecurity and compliance auditors. So, and the sad part is that over 40% of them said they can't find people who are qualified for these roles. So as auditors, we need to challenge ourselves. How can you upskill in AI auditing? How can you improve yourself as an auditor? How can you put yourself out there so that you can show and prove that you are qualified professional? So that's one area that we can work on as IT auditors. So in summary, we can conclude that from the report, AI is still going to be a big thing in 2026. I've talked about AI and machine learning being a big priority to organizations in 2026. I've talked about AI-driven cyber threats and attacks. I've talked about AI cyber acts and frameworks. I've talked about auditors upskilling in AI auditing. So these are the key areas, key priorities to organizations and cyber leaders in 2026. If you watched this video to the end, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And also leave a comment if you have any areas that you think will be of priority in 2026 that I haven't discussed. So have a good time. Bye.